Hello everyone, welcome to the lesson today. This is the manifested e-learning platform. Our focus today will be on inversions. I expect that by the end of the lesson you should be able to use inversions not just in speech but also in writing. I told you that one of the things that teachers of English, especially when they're marking paper 3, they look at how well you can use language and especially your linguistic ability. What earns you merit is the variety of sentences that you use, and inversions are one way to ensure that you have a variety of sentences, just like what we did in participle phrases and others. Ensure that when you learn language, it helps you not just in speech, but also in writing, so that it makes your language better and shows that your linguistic ability in English is at a higher level, all right? So, inversions. So, this is when the subject verb order is reversed. Okay, this is when the subject verb order is reversed. Usually we are used to saying she is sick. So the subject is she, and then the verb is. So in inversions, the subject verb order is reversed. So when the subject verb order is reversed, the verb comes before the subject. Okay, the verb comes before the subject. It also involves putting the auxiliary before the subject. Okay, we say that the verb comes before the subject in inversions, and it also involves putting the auxiliary before the subject. So in this sentence, she is sick. So it becomes, so when you invert, is comes at the beginning, is she sick? Okay. If it is a lovely day, it will be, isn't it a lovely day? Okay, so the is comes before. Okay, it is a lovely day, isn't it a lovely day? So to achieve inversions, okay, we can use, to achieve inversions, how do we achieve inversions? We can use time adverbials, okay? We can use time adverbials like never, never before, hardly, when, no sooner than, okay, such kind. So time adverbials can be used to achieve what? Inversions, like never, never before, hardly, when, no sooner than. For example, never before have I seen, so the inversion comes here, have I seen such a beautiful dress? Okay, so we have used this time adverbial to achieve inversion, to make sure that we know. Remember, inversions is when the subject and the verb are reversed. Okay, the order is reversed. So the have I, how you can say have I seen such a beautiful dress all the time. Okay, so you can say never before have I seen such a beautiful dress. Okay, no sooner did we realize that she was gone Let me give you a sentence. No sooner did you realize that she was gone the search. Okay, no sooner did we realize that she was gone than we started the search. Okay, so to achieve this kind of inversion, you use this time adverbial. All right, another example on no sooner. No sooner did we arrive than it started raining. Okay, no sooner did we arrive than it started raining. Remember, the inversion here is did we. So you can't achieve that on its own unless you use a time adverbial. You can also use achieve inversions by use of adverbials. After adverbials. After adverbials such as only and only after. For example, so we can use it after adverbials such as only and only after. Only after she bought the snack did the baby start eating. Okay, only after she bought the snack did the baby, okay, the inversion is here, did the baby start eating. All right, number 3, you can use it with for example, what can we say, with the words with exclamations. Okay, with words such as here or there. So we can use inversions with exclamations with words such as here and there. For example, there comes the bride. There comes the bride. Here comes the teacher. Oh, sorry. Here comes the teacher. So the sentence will read, there comes the bride. All right. Here comes the teacher. Before I go on, I'd like to still talk about this. So we say that inversions are when the subject verb order is reversed, such that we normally have the normal verb order, where subject verb order, she is sick, you now change. Okay, so we've been just looking at how you can achieve inversion. So in this case, time adverbials, like when you can use time adverbials to achieve inversions. For example, the time adverbials include never, never before, hardly when, no sooner than, scarcely when. Okay, so we are assuming that the sentence could be, let me just write in red, the sentence could be, I have never seen such a beautiful dress. Okay, we are assuming that the sentence could be, I have never seen such a beautiful dress. All right, so we are using the time adverbial to help us achieve inversion. You know, we can't just say, have I never seen such a beautiful dress? It won't sound grammatical in a way, or it'll just be like a question. So you can't use questions all the time to invert sentences. There's a way in which you can use inversions. You can make a sentence, or maybe you can invert a sentence without necessarily turning it into a question. Like in this case, when you turn it, it becomes a question. Okay, so to avoid the idea of all sentences becoming a question, you can use what? Time adverbial. So if the sentence is, I have never seen such a beautiful dress, begin never before. Okay, or maybe invert the following sentences. Okay, now that is when you can now come up with the idea of using what? A time adverbial. Never before have I seen such a beautiful dress. So never before will help you to achieve the inversion of the subject and the verb. No sooner did we realize that she was gone than we started the search. So when we realized that she was gone, okay, we started the search. Okay, so we want to create some kind of inversion, or maybe we realized that she was gone, we started the search. Okay, so you will use the time adverbial no sooner than, so that you can achieve that kind of inversion, so that realize maybe a verb comes before we. Our subject here is we. Okay, so how will you ensure that a verb comes before we? So that's when we have that time adverbial to help us ensure that there's some kind of what? Inversion. So when we realized that she was gone, we started the search, or we realized that she was gone and we started the what? The search. So you change it. No sooner did we use that time adverbial, no sooner did we realize that she was gone than we started the search. Then the same thing with this one. No sooner did we arrive. So we arrived and it started raining. So how do we achieve inversion in that sentence? Again, the time adverbial will help us no sooner, such that it introduces this new verb here, so that the sentence can sound grammatical. Okay, no sooner did we. Okay, so the inversion is here because we are trying to put a verb here. So we can't say no sooner arrived we. Okay, so the auxiliary can be included to help achieve what? An inversion. All right, when you are changing the sentence by using a time adverbial, you must include this. Okay, you must include at least an auxiliary so that it makes sense. Okay, like for example, in the sentence no sooner we realized that she was gone, we started the search. Again, you need to include that adverbial so that the sentence remains grammatical, but inversion has happened. Okay, remember the inversion only happens because it involves putting the auxiliary before the subject, or the verb before the subject. In the first sentence, the verb have is already there, so you don't need to add another auxiliary. Already it's an auxiliary. Now in the second sentence, we need to add an auxiliary so that the inversion can occur well and make the sentence grammatical. All right, so only after she bought the snack. She bought the snack and the baby started eating. So you can say only after she bought the snack did the baby. So the baby started eating. So we want to ensure that there's some kind of inversion here by including, we now bring the what? The auxiliary. Okay, remember the idea is to put the auxiliary before the subject. So time adverbials can help us to put the what? The auxiliary before the subject. Because for you to use a time adverbial, you find that you'll be using a what? An auxiliary. So the time adverbial can help us come up with a phrase before the main sentence. All right. Now, with explanations with words such as here, there. So here it's quite direct. There comes the bride. So the bride is coming. Okay. You can say the sentence could be the bride is coming. So there comes the bride. All right. Here comes the teacher. Oh, the teacher is coming. So you can say the teacher, come the teacher, or coming is the teacher. So we'll just use what? Exclamation sound such as here, so that you can say here comes the teacher. There goes the woman. There goes the girl. All right. So another use, let me add another way you can introduce inversions. You can use inversions through, number 4, through questions. Okay. For example, Mary is tired. So we can say Mary is tired. So is Mary tired? Is Mary tired? All right. So already we can achieve inversions by use of what? Questions. Is Mary tired? Already we have achieved what? Inversions. We've inverted is such that the subject-verb order has been inverted where the verb comes before the subject. So this is quite clear. And also we can achieve inversions after so, neither, or nor. Okay, after so, neither, or nor. For example, never have, let Like for example, I have never eaten avocados. So you can add the expression, neither has my mother. Okay, neither has my mother. So you see the subject verb inversion. So I have never eaten avocados, neither has my mother. For example, the sentence could have read, I have never eaten avocados and my mother has never eaten avocados. Okay, so to achieve inversion in the second part of the sentence, you can use what? Neither, such that I have never eaten avocados, neither has my mother. Also, it helps us avoid repetition, okay? Here in this case, it is helping us to avoid repetition, but that one we'll learn about it in another topic, okay? Where, you know, you can achieve lack of repetition in a particular sentence by omitting some words, okay? But our focus today is on how we can invert sentences, okay, to achieve inversions. And remember, it just shows how competent you are in the use of language. Now, I'm going to give you a short exercise, and then we will continue with functions of inversions. All right, now in the exercise, you're supposed to change the normal sentence into one with inversion, okay? Question 1, John had never been to such a fantastic restaurant. Number 2, people rarely appreciate this musician's talent. Number 3, the children should on no account go on their own. Number 4, we would understand what happened that night only later. And then number 5, I seldom leave my house so early. Okay, so you're supposed to change it into one with inversion. For example, in question 1, let me just give you a sample. John had never been to such a fantastic restaurant. Never has John been to such a fantastic restaurant. So already the time adverbial is there. The adverbial that can help you make it into a sentence with inversion is already there in the sentence. You don't need to come up with it like in rewrites. All right. So when we pick up next time, we will look at the functions of inversions in sentences. Have a nice time.